Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are making pumpkin pasta. And for all of you that are not pumpkin fans, this will be our last pumpkin recipe for quite some time. We're going to jump into more Thanksgiving recipes that I'm really excited to share with you. And so I love pumpkin and had so much fun making these, but we're gonna move away from pumpkin. Although this recipe is a very mild pumpkin flavor, it's not bitter. Your guests or you might not even know it's pumpkin when you're trying it. My husband's not a pumpkin fan and he loves this. It just makes a really nice creamy sauce, something different than a pasta sauce. And this recipe is really nice too. It's super easy, it's convenient, it's in one pot, and I'm also not adding any nuts to this, so if you're trying to stay away from nuts or anything like that, there isn't any in this recipe. So we're going to jump into our ingredients, and then we're going to move over to our stove to cook it all together. You need 16 ounces of pasta. I like whole wheat pasta, so that's what I picked. If you're gluten-free or you want to use a bean pasta, the times for this might vary when you cook it, but generally the same steps you'd follow. You need one 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin. We're going to use the whole can. 4 cups of vegetable broth. So I have that here. You can buy it in the stores or make it at home. It's really easy to make your own. Half a cup of diced onions. I used a red onion. You can use white as well. 2 cloves of garlic minced. 1 tablespoon of miso. I did take the tablespoon of miso and add a little bit of our vegetable broth to it and set aside. A lot of people are really angry when I cook the miso at a temperature because it kills the probiotics. So if you're worried about that, you can put it in some vegetable broth, whisk it together, and add it towards the end of cooking your pasta. Or if you're not worried about it, you can add it just a tablespoon in when we get to it. But that's why I have it in some vegetable stock. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, half a lemon juiced. It's around 1/4 cup, depending on your lemon, how big it is. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. That's it. Love it because it's so easy. All of the measurements will be in the description box below. We're going to move over to my stovetop, and I'm going to show you how to put it all together. But you guys are going to love this because it's simple, it's easy, it's delicious, and I'm really excited for you to try it. So let's go move over to my stovetop. Just get a large pot that you're going to cook it all in. And yeah, another easy, simple recipe. Go ahead and put your pan on high heat and add your red onions and garlic. And we're going to saute them in vegetable stock. We do not need olive oil or any other oil for this. Just add a little bit of that vegetable stock from the 4 cups, and you want to cook it until the onions are nice and translucent. Now you can use a white onion or a yellow onion, but I really like red onions, so I decided to use it for this recipe. And you'll see that it cooks really well with the vegetable stock. Once they're cooked, you can go ahead and add the rest of your vegetable stock to the pan. This is a 1-pot pasta, which is really awesome because we don't need to strain any of the liquid. You can also add the pumpkin to this, and we have this on high heat, so that way the pumpkin dissolves really nicely in the vegetable broth, and we're getting it ready for the pasta. So go ahead and give that a nice stir. It will melt really easily. And once you have your pasta water ready to go with that vegetable broth and your pumpkin, you can add your seasoning. So we added nutritional yeast and nutmeg and cinnamon. You can add different spices if you like different things. That's totally fine. But you want to bring it up to a boil now. Once you see the sides of the pan start to boil around the corner, you can add your whole wheat pasta or whatever pasta you decide to use. Remember, your pasta will cook accordingly to the directions. This whole wheat pasta took around 14 minutes. And the liquid that we're cooking it in will reduce and become a beautiful sauce. So you have to be kind of patient with this because we're still cooking it in one pan. You don't want to walk away because the pasta could stick to the bottom of the pan. So just, come back every now and again and give it a nice stir. And again, it'll depend on what the texture of the pasta you like, and depending on what pasta, if you're using gluten-free or whole grain. But look at the ingredients or the directions when you go to cook it. But I just let it simmer for quite a while. Like I said, it took roughly around 14 minutes total. But it really cooks down into this beautiful sauce. So you just wanna be patient, but it's totally worth it, and it's nice because you only have one pan to clean at the end of this, which is my favorite. I also added the lemon juice a little bit later once I cooked it for a little while. I didn't add it right after we had the sauce. I think it just helps to add it towards the end. Brightens up the dish a whole lot, so don't leave out that lemon. It really, really complements this dish quite a lot. So, you know, just go ahead and take out a noodle when you're ready and you can kind of test it to see if it's done. There goes my lemon juice. Give it a nice stir. This also helps because you'll notice that your pasta becomes not as, there's not as much liquid, it reduces. So adding the lemon juice. I also put the miso in a little bit of vegetable stock on the side. That's what's going in right now. Just so that I didn't kill off all those probiotics. I just added it in right before I turn off the heat. But yeah, I mean, you could add that in the beginning if you don't care about that. Again, it's just the sodium for this dish, so we don't have to use salt or pepper. You can, of course, salt and pepper at the end if you'd like, if you don't want to use miso, or leave it out completely. I just think, again, it really complements the flavors, but it's so easy, and you're just going to cook until the pasta is done, and then you're ready to serve. And there you have it. You have a creamy, delicious one-pot pumpkin pasta. It is so yummy. I've already been eating it off camera. You just want to cook it until your pasta is done, stirring occasionally. Usually it takes around 12 to 15 minutes, but it makes this such a nice sauce that, of course, you don't need tomato sauce or anything else to this. The pumpkin and the vegetable broth cook down and coat your pasta beautifully, but I'm going to give it another try on camera. It's really good. I hope you guys make this. Don't be afraid. If you're not a fan of pumpkin, like I said, you wouldn't really be able to tell. You'd have to guess a little bit to really get it, but I adore this recipe. And if you liked how we filmed it with the overhead camera and me talking, leave me a comment and let me know. But make sure you're subscribed. Thumbs up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before I let you go, I have a couple spots left in our November 7th cooking class. It's virtual, so you get to cook with me in my kitchen, and I'll answer some questions and answers and have a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that November 7th cooking class, I'll have all of the information down in the description box below. I have a few spots left, and I would love to have you. So again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye.